Hi folks, in this one we're now going to look at the next kind of big feature that you may have been crying out for. In this one we are going to fix the dreaded mouse or the player camera. Currently the player camera or the player itself is at the very bottom of the screen, meaning that whenever we're traveling down we're right at the edge and we can't actually see where the enemies are. So if an enemy comes behind us, he is more than sure to annihilate us. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set up our camera a bit better so that we can, it's just easier for us really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my player. I'm just going to zoom in on him. I'm going to turn down my gizmos here. And what I'm going to do is first of all, I'm going to try and move my player forward a bit, like so, and hit play. Probably won't make much of a difference because the camera is constantly following us at this one point, so he's always at this one point. So really we need to do this in uScript using quite a tricky piece of code that we done earlier on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my player script and we're going to find right towards the top where we done this malarkey here. We had this, oh that's not the one, 2 seconds. Where did we do this? The main camera. It might be in the level script, sorry. It's the very top one. It's called, it's this move to location, where we move the camera to a certain location. So let's remind ourselves what this does. I'm just going to full screen this. So, on every frame we are getting, every frame we're getting the position of our player, and we're converting this into a vector. And with that vector we are taking the X and Z positions and we're subtracting them. So in this one we're subtracting the Z position. So if we just look at our camera here, our Z position is how far it goes back. So that's really the main one that we need to play around with, this position here. So whether it comes right up to us like that, however we need it to move backwards. So what we're going to do, very simply, is we're going to take this value here, Z is being subtracted by 4. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to name this variable. We're going to call this camera back position, like so, and we're going to expose this into Unity. I'm going to hit File and Save. Okay, I'm going to click on X and just make sure it still plays, which it does. I'm just going to turn off this maximize on play button and I'm going to select my uScript and I'm going to go to the exposed variables. So here we have our score exposed variable, but also the camera back position variable. So I'm going to click on play and now I'm going to adjust this. And notice what happens is when I adjust it, our camera Z position is being adjusted. So really what I'm saying, folks, is that you adjust this to a level that you want it to be. So I'm happy enough with about 6, and I'm going to hit play. Notice that it actually reverts because when we're in play mode we can adjust these values but they reset. So I'm just going to type in 6 while the game's not being played, and now I'm going to hit play. And now what we have is our camera is in a much more kind of suitable position, and you can adjust this to whatever you fancy really. Okay, the last thing you can do, and this is kind of like a last measure, you can click on the main camera and you can change what's called the field of view, and this is the perspective distortion of the camera. So if we decrease it, we get closer to the player, and if we increase it, we get further away from the player. So find a setting that matches. What I'd recommend is that you don't actually touch this, but you can tweak it by small amounts and you'll get different perspectives. Just be careful because you will see outside of your level, so you would need to increase the height of the walls, and also you're going to muck up the score and the health positions, so you'll also need to adjust those appropriately. Apart from that, folks, we've really just made a camera back position variable that we can actually tweak outside of uScript. Okay, so with that, thank you again for watching and I'll see you in the next one.